What's up, YouTube? My name's Rob and I'm back for yet another reaction video. Now this time around, I'm checking out a rather new video, a new type of video of something that I'm going to be checking out. And this particular video is not anything rap related or anything sports related. This particular one has to do with just this guy and his paramotor is what it's called. Listen, I have a friend that recommended that I check out this video because he saw it and he's like, dude, you gotta really see this, because he knows I'm into aviation and I have a personal story with aviation, sort of like my karate video. I'm gonna share that at the end just to tell you my relation to aviation and what my passion about that is, and I'll explain that. But he knew I'd be into this type of thing, so he said, Rob, you really should check this out and react to it for your channel. And I guess here we are. So apparently this guy has a paramotor and he's about to fly to a McDonald's. And I'm looking over in the sidebar for this video right here. This dude's, I see another video says I got reported to the FAA 3 times. I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of can see it. But hey, I want to check this thing out without further ado, without running my mouth, because I hate doing that. No one really requested this video. This is going to be one of my 5 personal videos that I talked to you about in my new structure. 5 personal, 5 comic, and then 10 5 personal, 5 comic, 5 sports, and then 10 raps. That's going to be the new breakdown for my waves moving forward, and this is going to be one of my 5 personals. So, kicking off this video, flying to McDonald's on my paramotor. And I'm going to start the sucker off in. Okay. 3, 2, 1, click. Okay. Shoot up, alright.
What's going on, guys? I'm all hyped up on caffeine right now, and we're going flying. So the mission for today is simple. I'm gonna try to land at McDonald's and go get some food. So it depends on a couple factors. A few things have to go right to complete that mission, but we'll talk about that more once I get up in the air. We're running out of daylight, so I'm gonna send it pretty quick. Quick reminder before I get in the air, airfoil t-shirts, campaign's ending soon on Teespring. So link clickety-click up here and down in the description.
Product
Pick
placement.
one up while you can if you want them. Pretty sick t-shirts. Anyways, I'm gonna get set up with the motor, get it warmed up on my back, and we'll be in the air. Let's do it. All right, this goes there, that goes there, this goes here, and this goes here. Seems legit. Sending it. Freaking FedEx, first class, next day air.
Dude.
What do we got here, Mike?
Okay, that looks
beautiful night
sick.
to go flying. That's what we got. Right, Jess. Friggin' sending it, mate. Weather conditions are prime.
Got a GoPro on his
up.
foot. Okay.
The wind is reasonable. There's some massive clouds, but they're over there. I would say today's weather report is A-OK. What's up, doggy?
I got something to talk about
out of the garage
at the end of this video.
What up? Dog comes out every time I fly by. All right. As I cruise through
Nice.
these cornfields and past these hay bales, let's talk a little bit about what's about to happen. So I said there's a few things that have to go right for this to go off without a hitch.
Nice.
The location I'm going to,
I just love this. He's just like,
there's
okay, here we go. Here we go.
pretty
Oh,
good
dude.
amount of open space to land, but I have to ensure that there's, like, it's not a busy hour.
Yep.
There's not a lot of people out there.
That's one.
Because, ooh, this one's tight.
Yep.
Tight. Because I really don't want to break any laws,
Yep.
and I definitely don't want to endanger anyone's safety. So, for this to go off without a hitch, I got to evaluate the situation with the parking lot and the grassy area where I intend on landing.
Oh man, do they
Make
make
sure
them
there's
with
not a
2
lot of
seats?
traffic. There's no people hanging out, chilling. If it all looks good, then I'll go for a landing. Also, I have to keep in mind the wind, because it's probably going to be only 1 or 2 directions that I can land. So I have to account for the wind. I'm going to be looking out for wind indicators like flags or smoke. anything of that sort. Just freaking cruising, brother.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day. So yeah, navigation to McDonald's. It's somewhere out there. I'm not navigating high. I'm just gonna cut it up low till we get out there, and then I'll narrow in that laser beam focus view on the McDonald's. We'll hook her on in. Skate on, brother. Let's stalk the wild white-tailed deer in its natural habitat. So relevant disclaimer, I am not sponsored by McDonald's. I feel like that's kind of an obvious one, but I'm just gonna put it out there. This is not a commercial for McDonald's. Also, I don't really advocate McDonald's. Like, I don't eat it on the regular. I'll eat it in a pinch if I'm looking for something and I'm hungry and there's no other quick options.
Oh, dude.
Sound like freaking Mario Kart up here.
You just like it. I love it. Oh my goodness.
I see the complex that McDonald's is a part of. We're almost there. The tension is high. The grease traps are loaded. All right.
Maybe that's why he likes it
on
on
low.
low.
First
Because he
things
can
first.
buzz it with more
Let's
speed.
evaluate wind direction.
It's just
They
more
got
exciting.
a flag out.
All
Looks
right.
like the most challenging direction to land. However, the easiest direction to launch. To me, it looks like I can skirt
That's
into
doable.
that
That's doable.
big old patch of grass. Get myself into the
Oh,
wind.
he ain't even go over the parking lot.
Come in for a nice little landing. All I gotta do is come in over the parking
go
lot, hook
in.
a right turn,
Yeah.
and set her down in the grass without hitting those light fixtures. All we got to do now is set her up and come on in. All right.
There you go.
Approach is clear. No power lines.
He cut
All I
power.
gotta do is hook a 180.
Yep. Oh. No.
And beautiful.
Nice.
Like a boss.
Oh my god. This guy.
We have arrived.
Just imagine, like, out of nowhere, there's a bunch of cops pull out.
Over
Just
the
imagine.
McDonald's. So this should be a super easy launch with the wind direction. All right, I'm just gonna leave all this stuff out here for now. We're gonna go in and see if we can get some food.
Fly that thing in, or
Yeah.
did you?
Yeah. Like 10 miles away.
All right. You run out of gas, or just lost your way home, or?
No, I just wanted to stop here.
I just want to stop. Someone come pick you up, or you?
No, I'm gonna launch again. I'll just go McDouble. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah. Is he seriously gonna eat that mess on flight? This boy. McDouble seem classy too. Okay. Okay, look at this. Everybody want to see, obviously.
All right.
I'd want to see. You know.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, dude.
Get back to the park before sunset. Area looks clear.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah, buddy. That's how you do it right there. Sunday. Quick wind check. We got a headwind on the way back.
It's gonna be
I'm
hard
gonna-
to get back.
Trim out on the old Viper. And then we'll get to eating some burgers.
Just imagine.
This is freaking classic.
Oh, that's super dangerous, man. Because that thing could go
Got the
right back into the
burger.
prop.
Just gonna sit up here, weight shift my way home. Let's see.
That's
I gotta
super
move the
dangerous.
bike to eat, so I'll be gone for a second.
Oh, that's insanely dangerous, bro. Okay.
If
Alright.
you're gonna eat a McDonald's burger, this is most definitely the way to do it. 10 out of 10. In-flight burger. I feel like this is a little awkward. Flying over cows while eating a hamburger.
Oh,
I mean,
that smell nasty.
I've done the Red Bull in the sky maneuver. Never the hamburger in this guy. Pretty quality.
This guy.
Or let's say it's a
This guy.
10 out of 10 for as good as McDonald's can get. All right, time check. We got 8:17. Still
that's crazy dangerous too. All right.
13-ish more minutes till sunset. I've got another burger, but I think I'm gonna save it for later. Maybe once I get back to the park. All right, now that we got some fields to work with, I'm gonna drop down, hopefully to tree level, get a little bit more penetration, and we'll make it back to the park. Maybe throw some acro. Should I do a sat? A sat with a McDouble in my pocket? Or if that throws off my weight shift and I spin out of it. This is interesting.
Wait, what's he
I'm
about to
trimmed
do?
out,
Okay.
and I'm sinking so fast. Glide rate on this wing, trimmed out, is surprisingly more ground hungry than I figured.
Mm.
But will we make it over this tree row? I think we will.
You will.
This is the hay bale slalom.
Yeah.
Air is freaking glass right now. I love when you can cruise so low like that and just feel 100% fine. Not a twitch in the air. Last bit of this obstacle course maze back to the park.
Yep, speed up. Get that speed up on that lower ground.
Don't catch my freaking wingtip on the tree.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll take a victory lap around the park and then we'll get a little altitude. Got a couple minutes till official sunset. I'll kill the motor and hook in for a landing.
This guy. Oh, that's a park for real. I thought he just met his home.
Lap.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Dang, interesting wind situation going on right now. Hitting all this twitchiness, higher wind speed right here. I'm not gonna do any acro,
Yeah.
partially in fear of throwing up my freshly eaten McDouble. That would be a horrible end to the video.
No. I agree.
And partially because I think there's like a gust front or some shit coming in. Weird turbulence. Might. Hopefully we're gonna sink out of it. Nice and glassy.
Nice. Flight to McDonald's. Eats a burger mid-flight.
Situation.
Dangerous.
Gust front.
But he does it
coming
anyway.
in.
Okay, so we're gonna look at
We'll
this.
see if it picks up a lot in a few minutes here.
That was entertaining. I have to admit. And he still kept that up the burger. It's probably cold right now. Yeah.
Burger number 2.
Now I'm
It's
hungry.
happening.
Damn it.
I'm
Alright.
gonna regret it. Well, I made it on the ground just in time for sunset, and gotta pack up my gear. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed that lovely trip to McDonald's. It was a fun one. I've been wanting to do something random like that for a while, so glad it finally worked out. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.
He seems able to fit all
Thanks
that.
for tuning in, and check out these airfoil shirts if you're interested in them.
Okay.
Other than that,
There's a few things I
I'll
wanna
see you
talk
guys in the
about.
next one. Ready for this? Burger. Peace out.
This guy. Alright, this guy. That was cool. Okay, that right there was cool. Okay. Alright. Alright, so there's a couple things I want to talk about with this video. And also just my relationship with just aviation and why I got my passion for that. So a couple things I noticed with this guy. Paramotor. He puts the thing on just like a backpack, giant fan. He gets his sail up and he's off. One thing I noticed, it didn't look like he needed a lot of wind just to keep his kite open, which is kind of interesting because I once did this thing. Recently over the summer, I once did windsurfing and kite surfing. I'm sorry, kite surfing, and I was practicing with that, and we had the dynamics of it where we had to get the kite up in the air and get the practice of just dealing with the ropes and just all that while I'm doing that, and that took me a lot of time to just practice and get that on and get working out with that and doing that. And I know there's like a lot of technical aspects of that, so I'm just looking at that. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about any parachute work that would it's a giant parachute. I'm thinking about any parachute training that you would have to go through with that. That's a whole thing in itself. And I'm just thinking about the conditions that he would need for that. And I'm just like shocked that he's doing that. And he said it was little to no major air propping that thing up and keeping that thing like that. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay, so he's doing this with not a whole lot of air, which was one impressive to me. Then he actually gets the thing up and he takes off. And I'm like, okay. And he was going low and doing the freaking slalom throughout that whole thing throughout the whole beginning and end when he was doing it. And I'm like, wow, this dude, he can get away with that. And I'm thinking in my head, the FAA laws, the FAA rules. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If it's like the craft you're flying is like under 700 pounds, I think, then and if you keep it lower than 1,000 feet, you're for the most part good. With certain exclusions, if you have no-fly zones, obviously that would take into effect. But he was low. Like, he could, at any moment, have clipped his foot or something up onto a tree. Or he said, I'm going to make sure I don't clip my wings on the tree, the sides of my wings on the tree. I'm like, dude, that's low, like, for real. And he's going through people's farms and stuff like that. And you know what? If he's living out somewhere in, like, the middle of the country, our country, in like Ohio or somewhere out there like that where it's just a bunch of flat lands or fields like that, I can totally see it. I'm living in New York. You try to do some crap like that around here, it's not going to end well. It's just not. Granted, I live upstate New York, so we have a lot of hills, a lot of mountains, and that probably would be hell on them anyway, just with all the extra wind problems that would be coming off the mountains and all that other jazz with it. A whole other thing, but it would be cool if I could like paraglide in New York, the part of New York I'm living in. That would be awesome. Wow. Alright, so a third thing I noticed, once he gets over to McDonald's, and I said this in the beginning of the video, I said, watch, imagine if this dude lands down in that parking lot, and then out of nowhere, he's like, okay, hey dudes, I just landed at the McDonald's, I'm gonna get some food, and out of nowhere, just imagine, like, 10 or 20 cops pulling up out of nowhere, like, and saying, hey, get that guy, I'm like, oh my, that would have just made my day, but no, he's out in this, I guess, probably some rural town somewhere, where people just don't care, everybody know each other, that type of thing, and it's like, oh cool, this dude landed, and he did this thing with us, I'm like, and he gets the burger, and he comes out, and then he props the thing back up. I thought he might have had problems with that. But again, the wind was good with him, and he didn't need a whole lot of wind to get the thing back open and get it all set up and stuff like that. So one, that shows his talent. That shows his talent, which I was pretty impressed by. And B, that just shows his just experience and just how well and just how just advanced with it he is with it. So I got to check out other videos on this guy's channel because I'm seeing another video on the side right now. He takes this thing up to 15,000 feet. Wow. Awesome. I want to check that out. I want to see if he had some ground assist with that, so if he was already at a high elevation and then went higher, or did he do it from relatively ground level and then go up, because that would be more impressive. But awesome, I want to check that out at some point. But something I did notice when I saw him taking off, again from coming out the McDonald's, he whips out his phone. Well, the burger. He whips out the burger and he starts eating it, and I'm thinking, okay. He whips out the phone and he starts let's talking to that. I'm thinking, okay. But with both of those, and I'm gonna get to this in a second. I always was told that whenever you have a type of aircraft like that, where the propeller's like immediately right behind you, that having some type of free hanging object is kind of dangerous, because if it goes through the prop, it can mess up the prop and ultimately take you out the sky. That's what I've always been told with that type of aircraft. But then again, people tell me in general these type of crafts are dangerous because the engine's right behind you. If something goes wrong with the wings, and you go down like face forward or whatever, the thing's right behind you and it's like a bomb when you hit the ground. I've heard that too. But that being aside, I was kind of shocked to see him do that, like do all this other technical stuff, get it down, and make sure he gets all his get all his bearings right and everything like that, and just go through all the technicals and just make sure he's doing it step by step, to make sure he's doing it safe, make sure he's doing his precautions correctly, and just everything else. To then just do something that seemed to me to be reckless, and something that could have just really messed him up and really could have just undid everything he was trying to work for. So on that level, I was looking at that saying, okay, yeah. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me. If you have any pilots watching this right now, please tell me if I'm wrong about that, or would that not really apply so much with this type of thing. But I always thought just having loose objects around with the fan or with the engine behind you was kind of a hazard. But anyway, he had the burger up. He was flying. He was going up. And he was pretty much doing his thing. He did a slalom coming in. He did a slalom going back. And then he was really being cognizant on the time. Maybe there's some type of laws or restrictions in that specific area to make sure he can't be flying after sunset. I would probably assume he can't be flying after sunset. There's no lights. There's no radar. There's no nothing with this guy. It just has the fan. He's just flying. So yeah, he probably was being cognizant of that to make sure he wouldn't have an issue with FAA rules just in that area or just in general. And yeah, he took off. He landed safe, and everything was safe with him for the most part, with the exception of those loose objects. Again, comment section, please put it down below if you have any more particular details with that. But I'm pretty sure that just in general isn't like a cool thing you should be doing with that type of aircraft, from what I understood. Now, coming back to me and just my passion with just aviation. Pretty much almost self-explanatory, except for a couple of things. I'm just gonna tell you in on my history of it. I've flown planes on at least 7 different occasions. I've been a part of this program called Civil Air Patrol, and I just stuck with that for a year because it was customary to stick around with that for a year. And basically, the program is to help train. As a youth-oriented program that can train you to do search and rescue missions and do things along with the National Guard and along with just military operations when natural disasters strike. That's like one aspect of it, but that's like the coolest aspect of it that I tell people when I explain what Civil Air Patrol is. It's an incredible program, but it does a lot more than just that one thing. It's really geared on building up youth leadership and just instilling just certain values in you. I'm also in scouting, so I did scouting for a lot longer than I did with Civil Air Patrol. I stuck with Civil Air Patrol. But even so, Civil Air Patrol is an excellent program, and my only regret with the Civil Air Patrol is that I didn't do that at a younger age, because I tried to do that when I was in like my junior year in high school. But at that point, I didn't really get the full effect of the program and let it weigh in on me as much as it should have. But when I went into the Civil Air Patrol program, something that I found out when I got in, or something that was kind of told to me as I was going in, was you get the opportunity to fly Civil Air Patrol. And the Civil Air Patrol actually has the largest fleet of the largest fleet of Cessna aircrafts in the United States. So I'm not going to say every squadron, but most squadron, if not every squadron, has some form of Cessna aircraft at their disposal, or some way they can get to a Cessna aircraft. And they have pilots that volunteer their time to do training and do just do flight training, which they call O-flights, with the cadets. That's what you are when you're in the program. And while you're in the Civil Air Patrol program, you're entitled to get 5 powered flights in one of those Cessna aircrafts, which which at one point you get to take over controls of the plane with the pilot, and he's there with the whole time with you, supervising you, making sure you learn some maneuvers while you're doing it, and making sure you're learning safety rules and precautions while you're doing it, which is a really incredible thing. And with those 5 different flights, you step up in terms of just learning the different aspects of the aircraft, how it works, instrumentation, how to read the instruments. You get to learn, as I said before, different maneuvers. I got to learn stalls. I got to learn certain climbs and just basic maneuverability of the aircraft. And I really enjoyed doing that. Because at the time, something I was looking at trying to do for my main career was to be a pilot. And I am going to try to go for my pilot's license in the future, but as of right now, I'm focusing on a different career path, just because that's going to set me up. The other career path I'm looking at is going to set me up just on a broader sense to do more things that I want to do with my life. So that's why I didn't pursue that. But at the time, I wanted for sure to be a pilot. So Civil Air Patrol really was something big for me, because it's like I got to fly planes and I really enjoy doing that. And I live upstate New York. I got all these hills, these scenic views, and just everything around me. It was just really cool thing to just take it all in and just experience. So I really just loved it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try to get all 5 of my flights in with that. And then you have 5 powered flights. You're also entitled to getting 2 non-powered flights. So I got the chance to also fly a glider as well. And the glider, I'll be real, I wasn't totally crazy about the glider. With that, you get towed up by a tow plane, and then they unhook you, and then you kind of have to maneuver the thing back. It's a joystick. I call it a joystick, but it's that type of control with it, and you have the instructor right behind you. It's like front to back type style with that, as opposed to the side to side with the Cessna. I flew in a Cessna 172. I forgot to mention that aircraft when I was in a powered plane, because it's a really good plane for instruction purposes. And I could not tell you the brand of glider I was in, but you're probably seeing it right now, or have already seen it right now in this video. But yeah, that's what it looked like when we got to fly in those gliders, and it was really impressive. It was really cool. I'm gonna see if I can get the video up for that as well, just so I can see that playing while I'm talking about it or whatnot. But if not, please, it was just a really incredible thing, a really cool thing. So through Civil Air Patrol, I got to fly 7 times. And it was spaced out over a couple months, because with the Civil Air Patrol program, they really focus on their leadership and their drills and their just training more so than they do with flight instruction. So they try to space it out over years. But because I did it as I was in high school, and I only had until I was 18 to get all my flights in, I said, you know what, Smalls, we're just gonna hit you with all your flights within just 1 year. So I got to do all my flights in a year, and that was awesome. And I was really happy. I got gypped out of 1 glider flight. I was entitled to 2 glider flights. I only got to do 1 glider flight, but one glider flight was kind of scary for me, just because of thinking in the back of my head, oh crap, I'm falling, oh crap, I'm falling, oh crap, I'm falling, just the whole time in my head, oh crap, I'm falling. And then there was this little window slot thing, and I hear all this air coming in through the window. That kind of made me freak out even more. Oh crap, I'm falling, oh crap, I'm falling. But even still, I was trying to work it, and the flight was over within 3 or so minutes. It wasn't that long. But I got to do it in a cool spot where we got to see in one view a part of New York City, and in another view we got to see a part of Pennsylvania. So it was a pretty cool spot where we got to do it at. And it was next to an airport, which made it even more interesting just when they pulled it off. So that was a cool thing that I got to do and got to try out. And then about a year later, I went on vacation to Hawaii, which is why I busted out this shirt. And I got to fly a power glider in Hawaii, and it was a trike design, and I had no idea what to expect with this trike design power glider, because I'm thinking, okay, this thing is open. Everything I've flown in had at least had the cockpit or had some kind of enclosed something. The Cessna, it was enclosed. Even the cockpit on the freaking glider was enclosed. But this thing was open. All I had on was my goggles. And it reminds me of this thing right here. And like this, it has a giant wing that goes across the top, and it had the giant fan in the back. But that one I had, you have 2 seats. And obviously, you actually take off on a real runway. When I was in Hawaii, I looked this up, Kona Coast by Air. That's this company that runs out of the airport on the Kona side of the Big Island. That's Hawaii. That's in Hawaii. And really amazing company. They do discovery flights. They do discovery flights and they do introductory flights. I did a discovery flight. It was about a 45-minute flight. And dude, that was the coolest thing I ever got to do in my life. I said, when I finished with that flight, I said, you know, dude, I think I'm going to own one of these things one day. Because I really want to be able to do this again at some point in my life and just enjoy it and just have fun with it. Because honestly, just what I got to see and what I got to experience was something that only I can really take away from, well, only I can really say I got to do in my family. I only have like one other pilot in my family, and he's more of a distant cousin to me. No one in my immediate family has ever entertained being a pilot because there's a lot of hurdles to becoming it. It's very expensive in my country, at least, to become it, and unless you have like an in or some kind of way that you can do it, or if you have some type of scholarship or anything like that to do it, then it really doesn't work out for you. And for me, it really didn't work out for me for what I had set up, and that's basically why I had another career path. But believe you me, if I had the opportunity to pursue that as a main career, I would have. I believe you me, if I had the opportunity to pursue it as a main career, I would have. So that's just my little quick hurrah right there. If you know somebody that can hook a brother up, or if you know somebody that can help Rob out, oh, that'd be awesome. Please, I put that out there just for anybody that want that knows something that I don't know that can help me out. But hey, I'll leave that to you guys. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I got to fly. We got to fly up and down the coast, and when we flew up the coast, he had control of it the whole time. But when we flew back, I got to take control of it, and I got to actually maneuver the aircraft around a few different places. But I'm sorry, on the way up, he did something that I thought was actually kind of crazy at the time. There's a bunch of golf courses out in Hawaii, and he said, okay, he said in the headset, and I'm listening to him. I said, okay, man, we're going to try something really cool, but let me just check, make sure there's no people around. I'm thinking, okay, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? And he says, okay, we're going to go buzz the golf course. I'm like, wait, what? And he said, yeah, we're going to buzz the golf course. He said, you want to do it? I'm like, okay, yeah, do it. Because I'm thinking, I'm in Hawaii, one. I'm flying in this paraglider thing. I don't think I'm ever going to fly in again, two. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just live it out. Let's just really enjoy it. And he goes down by his golf course, and I'm like, okay, cool. He goes lower. He goes lower. He goes lower. He goes lower. And then we're in this bank of two sets of palm trees on either side of us. And he goes in, he goes in, he goes in. He's like, I'm like we're literally about to hit the grass, maybe 10, 20, 30 feet from the green on the golf course. He goes in, and then there's like another bank of palm trees right in front of us, like not far away. I'm like thinking, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And then at the last moment, he goes, and he switches right out. I'm like, oh crap, dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I love doing it, but I just got to make sure, I got to make sure that there's no people around. And just from watching this guy, that kind of reminded me of how he sounded when he was thinking about doing that and when he did that when we flew. So, yeah, it was a really fun time when we did that. The views I saw were just incredible, just flying up and down the coast. I got to fly around a cruise ship that I was on the week before. That was insane. And, yeah, I honestly can't say I think there's anything other than... I honestly can't think of something that would really top that, just in terms of, like, enjoyment for me. I got to do this indoor skydiving thing a couple months ago. And that was fun, but and I said, you know what, this is really cool because it really felt like I was actually flying. But even with that, I still enjoyed the power glider because the speed in which you were going just had a certain thrill to me. And something I noticed with this guy, he was going low to the ground and buzzing the ground because he got that thrill, and I just understood it just immediately when he was doing it. It seemed a little bit crazy. It seemed a little bit crazy at first, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Because when he got up there, it seemed like he was going just way slow, and it's the same speed, but it makes a difference just how you're interpreting it, how you're feeling it. So yeah, I totally understood. But the reason I said that thing with the loose objects, because that's what was said to me when I got to do that in Hawaii. And he said no. I think he even said like no watches, but no, I'm sorry, he didn't say no watches. He said because I had a phone that was like clipped onto my hip. He said, don't bring that. He said, Don't bring that. Don't try to bring any bags or anything like that. Don't try to bring a camera. But I had a GoPro that was like strapped around me, almost like a sports bra. I call it a sports bra at least. And that's how I was able to record that. And he had a GoPro. He had 2 GoPros, I think, that mounted on either side of the wings. And I got to compile that into this short little amalgam video that is actually its own entity. I'm gonna put it down in the comment section. I'm gonna put it down in the description below. You totally can check that out. But yeah, just in terms of this and aviation, that's my story, and I really want to pursue that in the future if I ever get the chance. So, with that being said, that was a really long-winded way to say I enjoyed watching this video right here. Flying to McDonald's on my Paramotor. I'm definitely gonna be checking out more videos from this guy, but just want to say really quick, guys, if you have anything you want me to check out down in the comments, anything you want me to check out in the future, please put that down in the comment section below. Let me know, and I'll check that out in the future as soon as I can, because I really am into aviation. So if you have something crazy, something insanely cool, I want to check it out. I really do. So please let me know. If you know some kind of way to hook me up with some flight lessons or some kind of flight scholarship, I'm your boy too. So please hook me up with that. And yeah, thank you so much for checking out my video and checking out my channel. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.